Right now, this morning, flying without fear, how new airport sensory rooms are helping some passengers get, that's not the right word. All right, moving on. And from the slopes to our studio, ski jumping royalty from the 102nd Snowflake Ski Jump Tournament join us live.
How about milder conditions today as we get into warmer conditions for tomorrow? Record-breaking highs? Well, maybe not out of the question. More about that in moments.
This is News 8 Now, this morning.
Good morning, I'm Alexandra Carter.
And I'm Art Chair.
It is Wednesday, January 29th. We're smiling big because you got warm up on the screen. We can't help ourselves,
I know,
we?
right? Yeah, it's going to stay with us for tomorrow. And this is brief, just to make sure you know that. We're starting out in the 30s this early morning, and it feels like it's so nice out there right now. This California kid, I tell you right now, we're going to be seeing breezy and gusty winds as well going through the morning hours, tapering off into the afternoon. And the winds don't come back until tomorrow morning. All right, so we're looking at this, though. That warm-up will carry us into the 40s and the 50s. First, we've got the cold air coming out of Canada, the continuous. So you see the dipping here. All that colder air continues just to drop on us. The winds continue to be breezy this morning, carrying that through. So that means colder air coming out of Edmonton and working its way across Bismarck and then getting into the Twin Cities and here eventually cooling us down for this afternoon. Snow looks like it's going to stay to the north, but we could see an early morning flurry trying to get down to the ground as that system I just kind of showed you angling down toward us maybe brings in a flurry or two. Other than that, we're not seeing much on the ground today. We're holding on to current temperatures getting into the 20s and of course the 30s. You can see 33 degrees for La Crosse, 32 for Eau Claire, but right now it feels like we're in the 20s. Holding on to it, you can see it feels like 21 degrees in Eau Claire, feels like 25 degrees in La Crosse. Then we carry over to how La Crosse holds on in and out of the cloud cover from this morning, from sunrise carrying over to cloudy skies by mid-morning, and then by late morning we're back into partly cloudy skies where Eau Claire will hold on to partly cloudy skies with temperatures in the 20s and the 30s going into the afternoon. Be safe out there.
Thank you, Art. New this morning, a welfare check in Arcadia turned dangerous Tuesday. Police say Michael Peterson struck a state trooper with his car before leading officers on a high-speed chase. The pursuit hit speeds over 100 miles per hour before Peterson crashed in Centerville. He is now facing multiple charges, including battery to law enforcement. This morning, President Trump's pick to lead the Department of Health and Human Services will be on Capitol Hill for his confirmation hearing. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who's often supported anti-vaccine claims and health conspiracy theories, set to be grilled by senators just one day after his cousin Caroline Kennedy called him a predator, urging his nomination be rejected. CBS's Jared Hill has more.
One day before his confirmation hearing, Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s first cousin Caroline Kennedy with a warning to senators.
Bobby himself is a predator.
The daughter of President John F. Kennedy claimed RFK Jr. is unqualified to be Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Bobby preys on the desperation of parents of sick children, vaccinating his own kids while building a following hypocritically discouraging other parents from vaccinating theirs.
Meeting with senators on Capitol Hill.
Sir, your cousin called you a predator. What do you say to that?
No response from Trump's potential cabinet member. If confirmed, Kennedy would oversee the FDA and CDC. Kennedy has backed popular concepts like overhauling the nation's food supply.
We're mass poisoning our children with processed foods.
Today, senators are likely to grill him on his controversial takes on issues like fluoride and vaccines.
Not one of the 72 vaccines currently on the schedule, mandated for our children, has ever been tested against a placebo.
We're all concerned. I mean, he's a disruptor. Can he be a disruptor without being a destroyer? We'll see.
I don't agree with everything that he says, but we certainly both think that there's opportunities in nutrition.
President Donald Trump tapped RFK Jr. to run the nation's health agencies back in November after the one-time Democratic presidential candidate dropped out of the presidential race.
Former Vice President Mike Pence has spoken out against RFK Jr. over his past support of abortion rights. Tomorrow, Kennedy will be back for another hearing, along with Trump's picks to lead the FBI and his choice for Director of National Intelligence. Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin, who sits on the Health Committee, is weighing in on RFK Jr.
He thinks he knows better than the experts about vaccines. He thinks he knows better than women about reproductive care. Look, he has been a leading purveyor of misinformation and conspiracy theories, particularly around vaccines.
Some Republicans, including Mitch McConnell, have signaled concerns over Kennedy's views on vaccines. The Laken Riley Act is set to become President Trump's first signed legislation this term. Named after a murdered Georgia college student, the bill requires Homeland Security to detain undocumented migrants charged with crimes, including theft, burglary, or those causing death or serious injury. While mostly Republicans backed the measure, it did draw support from dozens of Democrats as well.
Americans are very clear. They want more border security, but they also want an opportunity for sane immigration reform that stabilizes and fixes our broken immigration system.
Experts say there's no connection between immigration and crime. The bill signing comes as ICE reports thousands of arrests this week. And Eau Claire schools are taking a stand on immigration enforcement. Superintendent Mike Johnson's letter to families says the district won't allow ICE agents to execute administrative warrants on school grounds. Johnson says the policy aims to prevent schools from becoming, quote, law enforcement zones that disrupt education. A federal judge putting a pause on the Trump administration's freeze on federal grants and loans. The judge blocking it until Monday at 4 p.m. The president's freeze could cause disruptions in health care, research, education programs, and other programs like family and children's centers. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says the move is extremely dangerous.
This is not Trump stakes. This is the state of Minnesota and its people's lives. These are children in there expecting to come here, parents expecting to put them there, and now to be put at risk over this just reckless proposal or whatever this is. It was not even well thought out.
And Governor Evers is demanding answers about the assistance freeze. In a letter to the president, he says Wisconsinites are left scrambling with few details. Meanwhile, new White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt confirms some aid programs will continue.
This is not a blanket pause on federal assistance and grant programs from the Trump administration. Individual assistance, that includes Social Security benefits, Medicare benefits, food stamps, welfare benefits, assistance that is going directly to individuals will not be impacted by this pause.
Both Minnesota and Wisconsin are joining a multi-state lawsuit against Trump's order. Former Wisconsin congressman is America's newest transportation secretary. The Senate confirming Sean Duffy, 77 to 22, to serve in President Trump's cabinet. The 53-year-old Duffy pledged in his Senate hearings to show tough love to Boeing and protect subsidies for rural airports. He previously represented northern Wisconsin in Congress from 2011 to 2019. The Abbotsford man accused of fatally stabbing his two daughters returns to Clark County Court today. Victor Gomez Acosta faces multiple homicide charges for the July attack, where police say they found him blood-covered and claiming crazy guys had stabbed him. He's also charged with attempting to kill his wife. The 29-year-old has pleaded not guilty. His hearing is set for 3 p.m. 28-year-old Cody Allen pleaded not guilty in this month's deadly Northside shooting. Police say he shot 42-year-old Justin Betts outside of a bar after an argument. Allen remains jailed on $1 million cash bond. The man accused in a Toma stabbing is bound over for trial. 18-year-old Leo Pugrim is charged with first-degree intentional homicide after an incident on December 12th. Police responded to a victim at Toma Health with stab wounds. They were allegedly involved in a fight with Pugrim in a parking lot. He is held on a $25,000 cash bond. The verdict is in for a man arrested on drug trafficking charges in Onalaska. 39-year-old Deontay House was convicted of 4 charges, including possession and intent to deliver methamphetamine in a school zone. House was arrested in Onalaska in 2018 after police found heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine on him. And some scary moments at Wisconsin's third largest airport yesterday. Police there say an elderly woman drove through a gate and ended up near a runway at Appleton International. State patrols say it is unclear if the woman crashed through the gate or if the gate was open. The woman then entered the airport grounds and started driving on roads near the runway. Police say the woman was lost and did not mean harm. Authorities say at no time were passengers, airport employees, or other people in danger. The family of a missing Sparta man is speaking out. David Wolf is 76. Police say he went missing 2 weeks ago. He was last seen in the 4900 block of Barrel Road. Yesterday, we spoke with his daughter.
Our greatest concern is that he left without medication. He left lights on, and he had 2 cats that he loved his cats. He would not have left without telling someone to take care of those cats.
His family also says he has medical needs. It's believed that he left in a 2008 gray Buick LaCrosse. A battle over Wisconsin's Act 10 now includes calls for 2 Supreme Court justices to step aside. Republicans want Justice Protasiewicz off the case, citing her campaign comments. Democrats say Justice Hagedorn should recuse himself as he helped write the law while serving as Governor Walker's chief lawyer. The case challenges Act 10's restrictions on public union bargaining, recently ruled unconstitutional by a Dane County judge. Both justices plan to remain on the case. Absentee ballots have gone out for voters in La Crosse. The ballots are for the February 18th primary. In-person absentee voting opens February 4th and closes February 14th. The deadline to request a ballot is February 13th. The DMV wants to help you vote. It's offering free valid state voter IDs. Just bring an ID application to a customer service center. You'll also need a birth certificate or passport, a document with a signature or photo, and proof of residency. The time now is 6:10, still ahead. Coffee prices are rising, but Super Bowl party prices are about the same as last year. And the Mona Lisa will receive her own room. Trump signed an executive order that calls for federal agencies to bring their workers back to the office full time. We'll have those details. For now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. A snake is about to slither in. Today is the Lunar New Year. 2025 is Year of the Snake in the Chinese calendar. And as you start to wake up, leaving you with a quick wake-up call with the city that drops the world's largest electric moon pie on New Year's Eve. That is Mobile, Alabama. Stay with us. Your Morning Consumer News is next.
We've done many renovations. We bought an old house and have made it into an up-to-date house. Whenever anything involves plumbing, the first call I make is to Maxwell White. Their technicians put together a great final product.
There's obviously a lot of different health issues related to untreated hearing loss. Hearing loss can affect tinnitus, depression, isolation, heart health, cognitive decline, hypertension, diabetes, osteoporosis, safety and balance. The point is, you're never too old to do something.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main, Onalaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Wow, forest berry fudge is amazing. This is melting in my mouth.
Dill pickle? Whoa, that's actually good.
Holy fudge. This is the best thing ever.
Expressions brought to you by Valley Fudge and Candy. Find us in Coon Valley, Wisconsin, or order online today.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
News 8 Now and the Co-op Credit Union are taking part in Chase the Chill.
Chase the Chill is a project across North America that provides warm clothing to people in need. Scarves, hats, and gloves are hung on trees in parks with notes attached to them, letting people know they can take them.
Co-op Credit Union and our community are conducting our own Chase the Chill campaign from December through February.
Together, we can keep our community warm this winter.
Donations will be accepted at the Co-op Credit Union location in Onalaska.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
All right, your local temperatures today, holding on a bit cooler today. Believe it or not, though, the low temperatures are a bit warmer right now. We're holding on to maybe a degree or two, maybe cooler than some locations, but we're going to be seeing, as we get in the afternoon, though, temperatures are really going to drop, getting into the 30s widespread pretty much throughout the day. Not much change from the morning to the afternoon. Brief warm up for tomorrow, though. Then we get into possibly record-breaking temperatures, holding on to weekend rainfall chances still kind of happening. Looks like a 30 to 20% chance from Saturday going into Sunday. Snow, though, is that going to happen for us? It's a low chance. Mostly we may see some of that snow dripping down on us as a form of a flurry. Right now it feels like it's 21 degrees in Eau Claire. It feels like it's 25 in La Crosse. You're going to be looking at current temperatures, and it feels like right now, I should say, it's 32 in Eau Claire. So you can see we're holding on to a bit of a wind chill right now. Winds are breezy. They'll taper off as we go into the early morning or early afternoon hours. 33 degrees for La Crosse right now, so you can take a peek here. See these winds continue on as we go through the morning hours up to 25, 26 miles per hour. By 7 a.m. going through sunrise, you're looking at temperatures or winds from 13 to about 18 to 20 miles per hour. By 9 o'clock, that continues to follow suit near 30 miles per hour. Then holding on to 11 o'clock, these winds are starting to gradually taper down going into the afternoon. They're just dying down. Most of that wind kicks off to the east, and we are done. We'll carry over into tomorrow, though, as we get into Thursday. Those winds come back, still breezy, up to 30 miles per hour plus in some cases going through the day. You can see by the afternoon, they also begin to taper down, finishing out similar to what we have today. We'll go into it, La Crosse holding on to a 20% chance in the morning for that snow possibility to try to come through. That's tracking in from Canada, working its way down. Then eventually we'll see sunshine to prevail for the rest of the afternoon. Eau Claire gets into some sunshine here and there, but snow chances for them still kind of, we'll see how that plays out. Back to you, my friend.
Thank you, Art. Coffee prices hit a new high this week. Prices for Arabica coffee from Latin America jumped nearly 2%. The increase came after President Donald Trump said he would impose a 25% tariff on Colombia. The White House later paused that decision. Colombia is the third largest coffee producing country in the world. If you're hosting a party for the big game this year, you can budget about the same as last year for store-bought food and drinks. According to Wells Fargo, if you're feeding 10 people, the spread of chicken wings, guacamole, chips, and beer will cost you about $139. That's just 10 cents more than last year's price. The cost of beer and some food items have also gone up, but the cost of others have gone down, which almost balances out the total. Visitors to the Louvre Museum will eventually need a separate ticket to see the Mona Lisa. Leonardo da Vinci's famed 16th century painting is getting its own room at the Paris Museum. It is part of an expansion and renovation that will also see a new entrance for the world's largest museum. The goal is to ease overcrowding. The renovation is years away, with the goal for the new entrance to be completed by 2031. President Trump has put the return to office debate front and center with the recent signing of an executive order calling on the heads of federal departments and agencies to bring their workers back to the office full time. Karen Kaifa is in Washington with a look at some of the recent challenges.
When it comes to facing return to office mandates, federal employees aren't alone in 2025. The Pew Research Center recently found the number of employees expected in person at the office a certain number of days per week or month has grown since early 2023, while a majority of workers surveyed still prefer a hybrid arrangement.
It's the work-life balance that comes with being able to work from home, being able to have a hybrid work environment that's really appealing to workers.
Kim Parker, director of Pew's Social Trends Research, says women especially cite potential challenges of returning to the office full time.
We did find that women were a little more likely than men to say that they would probably leave their job if they no longer had the option of working at home. And we know from our prior research that the caregiving burden does fall more heavily on women.
Sarah Perry, a professor of management at Baylor University, says employers should be specific about any major switch in policy.
The reasons why, what we're hoping to get out of it, and how we're going to do this. How's it going to look? How are we going to take care of you in the midst of this? So what are the types of flexibility that you'll still have?
And employees should inquire about any new lines between time on and time off.
Employees should trigger these conversations so that they are had. What are the expectations now as a team, as coworkers? Are we going to respond to emails at night? Are we going to try to maybe build better boundaries back in?
That was a look at your consumer news. We'll send it over now to Art. He has a look at our forecast.
All right, here's the deal, though. As I mentioned before, area of low pressure is well off to our east right now. High pressure is down to our south. Mild conditions are ensuing right now. We still have colder air coming in from Canada that's going to drop down on us. I'll show you that in a second. But warmer conditions are going to prevail as we go into later on today into the evening hours and beyond. You're seeing this colder air right now kind of moving through us. We're also getting that colder air dropping in from Canada. So this all considers to move through the forecast zone as we go through the day. Now, the possibility of dragging some of that rain down to La Crosse, not out of the question. It's about a 20% chance. That's a low chance, of course. You kind of see that kind of kicking in, possibly getting into the 9 o'clock hour. Again, you can see it kind of flurries kind of popping there a little bit between 11 o'clock and 10 o'clock. As we finish out, though, we'll go right into the 12:30 hour, and you're looking at conditions to be mostly in the 20s and the 30s. Not much change in the forecast. Even when we go to the 5 o'clock, it's still pretty much the same. Nothing's really moving. And as we go right back into the 10 o'clock hour for tonight, we're looking at temperatures to be fairly similar to what we picked up today as well from the morning going into the afternoon. It's something else, though, to behold. All right, so we go into Thursday in the morning hours. You're looking at the possibility of finishing out by 3 o'clock. You're looking at highs between 42 and say about 54 degrees out there. So we've got the warmth coming up. High pressure sneaking back in, trying to warm us up briefly as you go into that. But you're going to see most of the snow that we were trying to talk about here. That's going to go for today and tomorrow. Not much really moving down. Possibly it's a 20% chance, as I told you. Then we carry over to conditions to be like this. We get into the 40s. We also see some 50s going in for tomorrow. Breezy and gusty winds also going through most of the afternoon, but they'll tailor off once we get deeper into the latter portion of the afternoon and into the early evening. Wind gusts so far for us right now, we're looking at possibly from about 21 to about 30 miles per hour plus in some cases. And of course, if we take a look, we'll have that warmer air kind of bringing in the possibility of beating a record from 1913 in La Crosse, about 53 degrees possibly. And then of course, we could also see maybe Eau Claire, they're trying to beat a record at 50. They're looking at 49 degrees for their high. All right, that being said, we'll go through the day. We've got that low pressure system there, high pressure building up from the south. We'll also see again holding on to Thursday. We have more high pressure in place, and then grabbing this snow coming up from the south, and a mix of rainfall could be coming closer as we get into Saturday, dragging in some rainfall possibilities for Saturday, going into Sunday with high pressure building in. So that's going to keep a lot of that kind of circling around us. We go right into portions of Sunday. More of that snow still lingers and finishes out. As we go into the next 8 days, away we go. We're holding on to temperatures 39 degrees, building up to 52 degrees for tomorrow, back down to 42 degrees in the mild, holding on through Saturday with temperatures in the 30s and the 40s. We've got a 30% chance of snow, possible mix, getting into a 20% chance on Sunday, and then tapering off as we go into Monday with a 10% chance possibly, and then dragging out to a 20% chance by Wednesday of next week.
A groundbreaking solution for travelers who find airports overwhelming. Coming up, we'll tell you how one airport's $1 million space is helping passengers like Nico take to the skies.
Coming up in the Blitz, a big one in the boys MVC standings last night between Holman and Aquinas, plus a game winner on the ice at the Omni Center. Coming your way shortly.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. King Furniture is celebrating the new year with special trade-in offers. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months, no interest payments. The King Furniture New Year sale going on now.
Your job title shouldn't define you, but in the job I'm running for, it should. I'm Brad Schimmel, and justice is my life's work. Helping Wisconsin's most vulnerable, stopping elder abuse, taking on human traffickers, putting pedophiles behind bars, and leading the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative, clearing 4,000 backlogged tests so survivors could finally get justice. For me, it's not a title. It's my mission statement.
Join News 8 now for the 102nd Annual Westby Ski Jump, January 31st and February 1st. Athletes from all over the world compete at speeds exceeding 50 miles per hour on the Olympic-sized ski hill. Visit snowflakeskiClub.com to buy a button today.
To everyone who's hungry for something special,
Culver's is the place for us. Hi, what can I make fresh for you today? It's nice being greeted by people who are glad to see you. And I appreciate that they use real ingredients like fresh beef and Wisconsin cheese. The frozen custard is so fresh and creamy, it tastes like it was made just for us. It's our pleasure. Just spending time with family, that's what mealtime at Culver's is all about.
From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious!
Jason's been with us long enough now to see changes in Michael's abilities. He can
analyze them and tailor his recommendations because he has almost as much knowledge of Michael's health as Michael's doctors do. I think that's huge. That is the single biggest factor for me. And that kind of client relationship is invaluable, especially when you're facing the challenges that we are.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevators. Stop in and see us today.
It's out with the old and in with the new. You know what they say, new year, new you. King Furniture is celebrating the new year with special trade-in offers. Plus, get free delivery and 12 months no interest payments. The King Furniture New Year sale going on now.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it and serving this community all day, every day. We work hard for this trust and love telling your local stories because we, like you, expect more.
The First Warn Weather app. Download it today.
Welcome to the Blitz. Well, a big battle for first place in the MVC last night. Aquinas was hosting Holman, with the winner taking the lead in the conference standings. For the Blue Golds, they haven't won conference since 2011, and a win would certainly help. Let's pick things up in the second half. Blue Golds were cooking. Trey Barr lets it fly, nothing but net. Aquinas goes up 13. Later, Finley Strom driving the lane. Tough defense, but it doesn't matter. Another 2 points for the Blue Golds. But Holman would start to make a run. Keenan Iserman coming down the lane. He goes off the glass for 2. And it's Caden Wilbur getting an open look, and he knocks it down. Holman would cut it to 5 with 15 seconds to play. Down the inbounds, Iserman up to Wilbur. Hoop plus the harm. Vikings within 3, but that is as close as they would get. Calvin Barr converting at the free throw line, and the Blue Golds would pick up the important 54-50 win. How about a Three Rivers battle between La Crescent Hoka and Fillmore Central? Early in this one, Drew Todd with a sweet feed to a Jadis Patchell for the 2. And the Lancers on the fast break again. Joey Welch kicks it over to Berkeley Milsna, who's pure from the corner. Lancers out to a 10-0 lead. And Milsna continuing to get buckets for the home side in transition. Easy lay-in right there. This one would come down to the wire, but La Crescent Hoka gets a 69-66 victory. Over the ice, Windhawks taking on Northfield last night. Winona came out strong on offense. Miles Broomer whips in a shot from the blue line, hits the post, and Tristan Hagen is there for the rebound for the 1-0 lead. But Northfield going to the power play, and a nice move from Will Cashin will tie it up. And then it's going to be Bridger Riley finding Ashton Pumper for the screaming one-timer. But the home side would knot this one up, and this one will end in a 3-3 tie. We move to the Omni Center as the Avalanche taking on the Hilltoppers. First, it's Richard Baker behind the net finding Lucas Suchin to bring the Hilltoppers within 1. Anna Lacrosse would tie it up, then Matthew Tillman slides over to Liam Branson, who finds Jackson Egan for the one-timer, and that is a game winner, folks. The Hilltoppers come back with 3 in the third to finish with a 3-way tie for first place in the conference. And highlights from the Holman and Aquinas ladies doing battle on the hardwood on our website, plus a fun story with the Royal Panther boys. That'll do it for Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Taco John's just married a taco with a quesadilla. Well, they're more like grilled all-white meat chicken and creamy fiesta sauce with melty, cheesy benefits. But OM Cheese, they're good together. The new OM Cheese Quesadilla Taco at Taco John's.
Bad feet? Bad back? Get Good Feet with a personalized arch support system from the Good Feet store. Clinically proven to provide significant pain relief in only 4 weeks. Good feet, good hugs. Good feet, good days. Good feet, good life. The Good Feet store. Book your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Are you finding bathing and bathroom business has gotten more difficult? Bad hips, bad knees can pose a problem. Just getting up and down can be risky. There is a simple, affordable solution. In just a day or two, you can have a beautiful new walk-in shower, safe and easy to care for with grab bars, a handheld shower, and a seat if you like. Set an appointment with one of our designers to plan your new bath. Better products at lower prices because we care. The Board Store.
Your home, a place of comfort and safety, could be trying to tell you something. Interior cracks, sloping floors, hard to open doors and windows are all signals of foundation failure that you can't ignore. Choose American Waterworks.
It's that time of year. The chill is in the air. Are your floors freezing? Warm up your home with carpet from Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. We've got the coziest, most durable carpet for your home. Come in and check out our color options, styles, and patterns. We're happy to help you find just what you need to make your home warm and cozy. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
There's obviously a lot of different health issues related to untreated hearing loss. Hearing loss can affect tinnitus, depression, isolation, heart health, cognitive decline, hypertension, diabetes, osteoporosis, safety and balance. The point is, you're never too old to do something.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main, Onalaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Let River City Grill be your new lunch destination. Whether it's corporate lunches, parties, or events, we have the space and food for all of your gathering needs, big or small. We offer an all-you-can-eat lunch buffet from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. with unlimited soup, salad, pizza, wings, and so much more. There's something for everybody. Stop by the bar and pair your delicious lunch with one of our many beers available on draft. River City Grill, Winona, Minnesota.
The News 8 Plus app. Local news on your time. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
In your morning medical news, overdose deaths are down in La Crosse. According to Amplify Health, there were 55 unintentional overdose deaths in 2023. That number dropped to 17 last year. Health officials attribute the drop to access to Narcan and mental health services.
It's great to see the number go down. It's something we've been looking forward to happening for a long time. We knew that all the work we did would take a couple of years before you'd start to see things turn. And hopefully this is a trend that will continue and we're actually seeing things turn the right way.
While the doctor says he is happy with the results, he warns there is still work to do. President Trump signed an executive order seeking to end federal support for medical procedures aimed at altering sex or gender. That includes surgery or the use of puberty blockers or sex hormones on anyone under 19. The order calls for the Secretary of Health and Human Services to take all appropriate actions to end the use of gender-affirming care for young people. It also instructs the agency to withdraw its guidance on gender-affirming care and patient privacy. And Ozempic drug maker Novo Nordisk is announcing FDA approval for the drug to treat patients with both type 2 diabetes and chronic kidney disease. A clinical trial found that injections of the medication reduced the risk of kidney disease getting worse. It also lowered the risk of kidney failure and cut the risk of death from heart disease. Chronic kidney disease is a common complication for people living with type 2 diabetes. Flying can be stressful for some people. Now new sensory rooms are popping up at airports to help some travelers fly without the fear. Itay Hood has more.
Airports are a whirlwind of activity. Long lines, blaring announcements, and a never-ending stream of travelers racing to their gates. For 29-year-old Nico Ambada, it's always been too much.
It actually took my wife 3 years of convincing me to finally go on vacation with her.
I'm gonna get in my spot.
Ambada has debilitating ADHD. For him, the unpredictability of flying isn't just stressful, it's paralyzing.
I like to explain that I have a million channels playing in my head at the same time.
But today, Ambada and his wife Jasmine are taking their first step at conquering the chaos of travel. They're on a plane, well, kinda. This is a cabin simulator, and it's the centerpiece of the new sensory room at San Francisco's airport, designed for neurodivergent travelers looking to ease some of those flying jitters.
The walls are textured.
Christopher Birch is SFO's guest experience director. He says this $1.2 million space includes soundproof walls, dim lighting, and sensory tools to help travelers decompress before their flight.
The reason to do this is almost like a rehearsal, to go through the boarding and the sitting process before you actually do it.
Airports across the country are dedicating spaces for neurodivergent travelers. And while anyone can enjoy them, they're designed for those who need them most, like Jono and Marie Miller, whose 2 boys are on the spectrum.
Just letting kids know what to expect helps with that transition a lot, and probably helps not to have so many meltdowns.
As for Ambada, the space is all he needed before boarding an 11-hour flight.
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
Because sometimes the first step towards flying is finding a place to feel grounded.
Wow, that is so great. Other airports have sensory rooms too, including New York's LaGuardia Airport and Miami International. I'm sure we'll start to see more. School cell phone bans, meanwhile, could be coming to the Badger State. A new proposal is being led by Republican Representative Joel Kitchens. He's pushing to ban phones and electronic devices in K-12 classrooms. The ban would be during class time. Many schools currently have phone bans, but Kitchens thinks they are not being enforced. The move comes as a troubling trend in America's classrooms continues. New national test scores show reading levels are falling among students, extending a decline that began before COVID. The one bright spot is more students are now showing up for class. Wafer Food Pantry is getting help in its fight against hunger with a new refrigerated truck that'll transport perishable food collected through the pantry's retail recovery program that rescues leftover food that would be wasted otherwise. Donors helped secure the new truck.
Given the climate of donations and the need that we have, it was critical to be able to have donors come together to make this project happen.
In 2024, the recovery program collected about 1.5 million pounds of food. Minnesota's quirky snowplow naming tradition continues. From Chili Eilish to Anthony Sledward's, voters will choose 8 winners from 50 finalists. 7,000 Minnesotans pitched creative names for the contest, which wraps up February 7th. And now we'll send it over to News 8 meteorologist Art Jarrett, who has a look at our morning commute.
All right, locally, yeah, we're holding on to temperatures in the 30s right about now. A little bit on the mild side. We're going to get into the mild side as we get into the afternoon as well, but it's going to be a little bit cooler with that colder air coming in from Canada. We're going to warm you back up as we go right into tomorrow as well, holding conditions to play out like this. We'll also be seeing the possibility getting into slightly cooler conditions, as I've mentioned before, and we're also seeing here breezy winds holding onto your forecast. That'll go into the morning hours, and eventually it will taper away. We'll go into the warmer conditions I mentioned for tomorrow, where temperatures will be in the 40s and the 50s, holding on to these winds coming out of Canada as well, with a little bit of snow associated with that. We could see some of that drag all the way down towards La Crosse. You can see the cloud cover is already filling in here, so we're going to be in and out of clouds today, from partly cloudy to mostly cloudy to partly cloudy to mostly cloudy getting into the skies for the day. And of course, that's a possibility of a little bit of snow moving the forecast. Excuse me. We'll hold on to mostly cloudy skies for the best part of this afternoon, holding on to at least, say, 30, maybe even 28, all the way down to about 44 degrees, possibly 45 degrees today. Then we get into how this all plays out as you finish out the day. You're looking at temperatures around 7 o'clock getting into 20s. Mostly the 30s in the forecast as well. And then eventually we're going to be kicking into the possibility of these numbers working into the forecast going into the 7 o'clock hour, getting into at least that little snow possibility kind of sneaking in. And that's a look at what we're looking at for today. Back to you.
Before we head to break, it's time to look at today's Look Who's 8.
All right, how about Silas is turning 8 months old today. He loves playing and spending time with his family.
No, and Trevor is turning 18. He likes wrestling, spending time with his cousins, and being outdoors.
All right, if you know a special someone turning 8 weeks, 8 months, 18 years, 80 or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button underneath the Home tab. Coming up, did you know there's a major ski jumping tournament held in Westby? We'll have some of the royalty of the Snowflake ski jump tournament live in studio to give us a quick preview.
Around here, neighbors come together to make each other better. We're taking the same approach with healthcare. Gunderson Health System and Bellin Health have come together to form Amplify Health, giving you more of what's important in healthcare. More caring, more listening, more to feel good about on your way to feeling better. Overall, just a little more heart. Amplify Health by Gunderson. A little empathy changes everything.
Brad Schimmel, prosecutor, attorney general, rule of law judge. Schimmel put pedophiles behind bars. took on criminal illegals and cartels, protected kids and seniors from abuse.
Law school taught me the rights of the accused, but justice for the abused is denied all too often. I'm Brad Schimmel. On the state Supreme Court, I'll apply the law equally, because everyone has the right to feel safe.
Schimmel, for justice.
Everybody likes something for nothing. Now at Home Furniture, when you spend $4.99 or more for something, like this dining set, you'll pay nothing down, nothing for interest, nothing for sales tax, and pay nothing for shipping. Shop your favorite furniture and mattresses and get them with nothing down, nothing for interest, nothing for sales tax, and nothing for shipping. Now that's something. The Something for Nothing sale going on now at Home Furniture.
You're thinking about new windows and doors. I've been thinking about new windows and doors for over 40 years. You're thinking about the best window at the best price. I'm thinking about the best window at the best price for you. The best quality, installed by professional installers at a fair price. If you're planning new windows and doors, you owe it to yourself to contact the Board Store Home Improvements for a prompt free estimate. You'll be glad you did. Contact us today.
Join today's shoppers as they explore Sweet Valley Artisans.
There's so many good things here. How do you pick just one?
You don't.
I've been looking for something to hang in my garage. What about this? Or this?
Vintage clothing and accessories? Let's check it out. Have you found anything yet?
Yeah?
I'm getting hungry just looking at this. I know what you mean.
Stop in and find your treasure today.
Craving authentic Mexican flavors? Look no further than Señor Villa. At Señor Villa, we bring the taste of Mexico to your table every day. Join us for our unbeatable $5 lunch specials packed with flavor and value. And don't miss our nightly specials where the fiesta never ends. Señor Villa, where great food meets great value. Visit us today. Señor Villa, the taste of Mexico you've been craving.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day. Get it today.
Well, good morning to you and welcome back. As we get into today, we're looking at conditions to have mostly cloudy skies to partly cloudy conditions into the afternoon. We'll also find ourselves with temperatures hovering around 26 to about, say, 44 degrees for your local forecast. Winds themselves are going to be on the lighter side once we get into the afternoon, but for now they're holding up to at least, say, 5 to about maybe 15 miles per hour. Gusts thus far, though, have gotten up to near 30 miles per hour in some cases, in fact, and maybe exceeding that as we finish out the morning hours going into, say, about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock when those winds back off. So fog is really not an issue today, so we won't have to talk about that or show you, but we'll get into it by 7 a.m. sunrise time. You may see a little bit of snow trying to drift into the area from the northwest here, I should say, coming out of the northwest and then kind of working its way in between, say, 9 o'clock to about 11 o'clock this morning. You can see some of those blips kind of pushing through, and then maybe again in the afternoon, but you're also looking at the clouds kind of switching out. You can see most of the clouds are shifting out to the northeast, and up and out they go, with temperatures by the time we get into the 11 o'clock hour to midnight, we're looking at temperatures in the 20s and say maybe the low 30s. That's what's happening. Snow stays up well to the north, but as I mentioned before, we've got that sling coming in from Calgary and then working its way down towards La Crosse, and so that's where we can get the snow. But by the time we get deeper into the evening and overnight, it lifts up out of the area. How about this, though? No one's showing any snow right there, but we're looking at mostly cloudy skies to partly cloudy skies to sunshine through the forecast all the way down to the south zone as well. Back to La Crosse, we're looking at least temperatures ranging from 39 degrees. As we get up to Alma Center, you're looking at 35 degrees there, and Milrose holding on about 37. The north zone picking up over in Eau Claire, you're looking at about 34 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Ladysmith doing the same, about 28 degrees though. Tomorrow's highs 40s and the 50s, so we are warming up as high pressure builds up closer to us from the south, and eventually we may break a record for the high for tomorrow. We're reaching about 53 degrees or so, holding on to the record back in 1913. It's a possible record. We're across Eau Claire is about 49 degrees, and their record is about 50 degrees. In fact, we'll go into it as we go into Saturday here, you're going to be seeing snow try to pop into the picture here. We're slowly but surely going to be seeing this continue to move across the forecast region and eventually kind of push that snow right across the region as we go into Sunday. Our highs for tomorrow, though, we're looking at 52 degrees, as I mentioned, warmer conditions, then holding on to the possibility of snow. And of course, that is a mix of rain and snow, still a question mark. That'll finish off by Sunday going into Monday, where we have temperatures, or I should say temperatures in the 20s once again, and holding on to those highs, possibly getting into slightly cooler to near mild conditions as we go into next week. Back to you.
Thank you, Art. Well, new this morning from the slopes to our studio, the royalty of the 102nd Snowflake Tournament and a competitor and organizer join us this morning to tell us about this weekend's event. Good morning to you all. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
So, big event coming up. What can you tell us? What should we expect this year?
Well, we're going to have a great couple days of ski jumping. Actually, we start on Friday night with the large hill tournament, the first one of the weekend, and then we move over to Saturday morning at 10 a.m. starting with our junior hills. A bunch of junior skiers trying to show us their skills, and then we move back to the large hill back at 12:30 in the afternoon on Saturday. So it'll be a fun-packed weekend filled with ski jumping and other things going on down in Timber Coulee.
So with all these different events, what's the admission to move into this area and kind of check it out?
Well, the great thing is if you're 12 and under, it's free. Oh, awesome. So, but right now, pre-sale buttons until the day before the tournament are $20. But if you come and you didn't get an opportunity to get the pre-sale buttons, show up there. They're $25 a piece. They're also available on our website at snowflakeskiclub.com.
Right on.
All right. And this is your 102nd year, so that's a very big deal. Anything planned for that, or how does it feel knowing that you are making such a long-lasting impact doing this?
Well, it is definitely part of the community. It's and like we have Addie here, who's part of that royalty that really has been at the forefront of that, and really trying to bring that to a community event, and also not just the Westby community, but the whole La Crosse area.
Yeah, and beyond, right? You're from Norway, correct? Yeah. Okay, and you just won last weekend. What did you just win?
I won the master class in Chicago, Fox River Grove.
That was in Chicago. All right, and you're competing this weekend?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, good luck to you. Have you ever been to La Crosse before?
Yeah.
Oh, you've been here. Okay, so you've done some skiing in our areas.
Yeah.
All right, and so you are Snowflake royalty.
Yes.
What can you tell us? What goes into that role?
So basically, I am the face of the club. So I go out into the community. I do volunteer work, just promoting the tournament, and in the summer, the golf course. So yeah, it's fun just going around, meeting new people, inviting people to come and enjoy an event that I enjoy so much too.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's great.
Well, here's the deal though. So some folks may have to work. How else can they support you if they can't attend the event?
Well, that's a great question actually, because we do have every week we have our junior ski jumpers that we train every week, and then we're working with them, and then throughout the summer we actually just installed plastic and started creating a year-round facility down there. So we're always looking for help to be able to help us with that, and because there's a lot of work, because it is an all-volunteer club. I mean, this is one of the few places that a tournament like this, and then all the work gets done strictly all by volunteers. So it's a pretty unique place.
I was in Tahoe one time when we came across the junior national ski team. They were amazing. So I hope you guys are just as amazing as well. I'm looking forward to having you guys show off your stuff.
Yeah, so much fun, especially with a big jump. So we know you're from Norway. People from the Midwest coming. Beyond that, are there more regional, national, international competitors? Who can we expect to see out there?
There are. We have a number of people coming from around the country, and then also too we have other skiers coming from Poland and also from Slovenia, and quite a contingency coming from Norway, being that Westby's has its Norwegian roots. Actually, he's related to some of the guys that actually started the club. Okay. So I mean, it's all coming full circle. So it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Pretty cool out with all the people coming into town. So
yeah, that's great. It's going to be a great event. Okay, so do people need to buy their tickets in advance, or can they buy them when they get there?
They can do both.
Okay.
It's going to be cheaper if they do it in advance.
Okay.
But like I said, you can go to some of the vendors around the Westby area, and then in the surrounding area, they have buttons there and available immediately, or you can go online to snowflakeskiclub.com.
Okay, great. Well, thank you all so much for being here this morning.
Right on. Have fun.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Coming up on CBS Mornings, President Trump's immigration crackdown is in full force. Major Garrett watched federal agents carry out raids and met with Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem to see how the operation works. Plus, have you noticed how expensive a carton of eggs has gotten? You are not alone. And the high prices are not just at the grocery store. We'll explain the spike and what it means for your menu options. Also, award-winning actress Laverne Cox is here. She's not only starring in her new series, Clean Slate, she's also a creator and executive producer. And we will announce the winner of the Grammys 2025 Music Educator Award. We love it when we get to do that. You won't want to miss it. We will have everything you need to know and more on the show. We'll see you at 7.
Here at Maxwell White, we know how valuable your time is. From issues with your hot water to slower clogged drains, our team is always on time with friendly service and solutions you can trust. Don't wait. Contact Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
It's the Power Up Reclining Sale at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. On top of sale prices, when you power up your recliner, sofa, or sectional, there's special financing and free delivery. For the most comfort control, upgrade your recline with adjustable headrest and adjustable lumbar, all at the push of a button. At Drury's, you'll find Lazy Boy, Stressless, and Flex Steel, all our top brands, and all on sale. Special prices, special financing, and free delivery. It's happening now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
For the professional, it's not enough to possess knowledge. We seek to refine it, to wield its power, to redefine its boundaries. Knowledge is put to the test in every GMC Sierra. Get 0% APR on 2024 Sierra 1500 models. That's over $5,600 in average finance savings.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
As I deteriorated, I needed something that would allow me to go from floor in the garage to floor in the home. Jason helped introduce to me all sorts of accessibility equipment. I have no questions about credibility and research. Personally, if somebody was asking me, I would say, here's who I would call.
Hi, I'm Jason with Access Elevator. Stop in and see us today.
With a tankless system, you can have unlimited hot water whenever and for however long you need it. Upgrade to a tankless today and never be left without hot water again. Rely on Maxwell White, plumbing done right.
You earn trust by making a commitment and sticking to it. By telling the heartwarming local stories with the same consistency and dedication as the difficult ones. And serving this community all day, every day. We work hard for this trust and love telling your local stories. Because we, like you, expect more. We are News 8 Now.
Welcome back. It's 6:52. Time for your morning news now. 28-year-old Cody Allen pleaded not guilty in this month's deadly North Side shooting. Police say he shot 42-year-old Justin Betts outside of a bar after an argument. Allen remains jailed on $1 million cash bond. 18-year-old Leo Pugrim will stand trial in a December Toma stabbing. Police say the fight started in a parking lot before the victim sought help at Toma Health. Pugrim faces first-degree homicide charges and remains jailed on $25,000 bond. The welfare check in Arcadia turned dangerous when police say Michael Peterson struck a state trooper with his car before leading officers on a high-speed chase. The pursuit hit speeds over 100 miles per hour before Peterson crashed in Centerville. He now faces multiple charges, including battery to law enforcement. A judge in D.C. pausing the Trump administration's plan to freeze the funding of federal grants and loans minutes before it was scheduled to start. The White House says funding to individuals would not be affected.
Programs, they have very small operating margins.
They can't manage without funding. Even for a short pause of 2 weeks, this will create chaos in the lives of many families.
Governor Evers is demanding answers about the assistance freeze. In a letter to the president, he says Wisconsinites are scrambling with few details. Eau Claire schools are taking a stand on immigration enforcement. Superintendent Mike Johnson's letter to families says the district won't allow ICE agents to execute administrative warrants on school grounds. Johnson says this policy aims to prevent schools from becoming, quote, law enforcement zones that disrupt education. The confirmation hearing for Robert F. Kennedy Jr., nominated to Health and Human Services Secretary, will be held today. His cousin, Caroline Kennedy, wrote a letter to senators that he should be disqualified because of his skepticism about vaccines, urging them to vote no. Absentee ballots have gone out for voters in La Crosse. The ballots are for the February 18th primary election. In-person absentee voting opens February 4th, closes February 14th. The deadline to request a ballot is February 13th. And the DMV wants to help you vote. It's offering free valid state voter IDs. Just bring an ID application to a customer service center. You'll also need a birth certificate or passport, a document with a signature or photo, and proof of residency. Wafer Food Pantry is getting help in fighting hunger with a new refrigerated truck that'll transport perishable food collected through the pantry's retail recovery program. Donors helped secure the new truck.
Given the climate of donations and the need that we have, it was critical to be able to have donors come together to make this project happen.
In 2024, the recovery program collected about 1.5 million pounds of food.
By the way, I love the DMV here. They're such very helpful folks. All right, we get into it. Record temperatures on the way for us tomorrow. Possibly 53 degrees for us here, beating a record of 48 degrees in 1913. Eau Claire will be a degree shy. They could beat that, possibly, maybe. We'll see temperatures on the rise for today going to tomorrow, then continue right into the weekend with 30s holding on with snow. Has a 30% chance Saturday, going into a 20% chance on Sunday, which is Groundhog Day. He's going to find a shadow or not. I don't know. We get into colder conditions next week.
Wow, it's on a Sunday. We can't even watch the live coverage. Sharpen your number 2 pencil and have a mental workout today because it's National Puzzle Day. Researchers say doing them on a daily basis can improve memory, cognitive functions, and problem-solving skills. Puzzles can be done solo or with friends. Many brain-boosting games are available online. If you want to go old school, you can find a newspaper with a crossword page. Oh, so those kind of puzzles. Yeah, I'd rather do a crossword puzzle. Would you? Or would you rather do a real one?
Crossword puzzle.
Yeah, or like a word one.
Too busy trying to learn French like you have. So.
You're trying. You're doing great, though. Yeah. Bon courage à toi. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We'll see you back here at noon. Until then, enjoy your Wednesday.